Hello, boys and girls. On my desk right now is not a new build. This is actually my Kyosho Mini-Z Suzuki Jimny that I've had for a long time. I loved this thing. I have a 1:1 scale Jimny. I go off-roading, river crossing, and camping with it often. I don't have much of that content on YouTube. I post all that stuff to Instagram. If you're interested, there's a link to my Instagram profile in the description. Anyway, this Jimny is what got me started in RC crawlers. That's why it's so worn out, so beat up. I've had it for a long time, but it's also been sitting on the shelf for a long time because it doesn't actually perform very well. This Jimny is 1/18th scale, and it is the reason why all my builds so far are in 1/18th scale. This is the benchmark I want everything I build to be matched with. As much as I like this Jimny, I don't like the performance of the Mini-Z chassis. There are lots of limitations to this chassis. The lack of aftermarket support is one. You can throw the entire catalog of mods at this thing and it still doesn't perform as well as a stock SCX24, which is basically what I've done here. I've upgraded its axles, links, added brass axle weights, brass hex adapters, oil fill shocks, metal ball joints, a new motor, glued down the slipper clutch, and also got rid of the servo saver. That's essentially all you can do for it. The next step up will be upgrading the motor to a brushless system, but what would be the point of installing an amazing motor when the rest of the truck doesn't do what you want it to do? In my opinion, the most major issue with this thing is the steering servo. The stock steering servo is built into the battery tray. It is not removable. It's not upgradable. The only way to replace it is to cut it out and 3D print a new mount. It wouldn't be a problem if it was a strong servo. No, it's a weak little thing. Weaker than a Emax, weaker than the stock servo of a SCX24. Which is why I have these lightweight stamped wheels on it, because this servo can't steer any heavier wheels. Actually, the servo can't even steer these wheels well, not even with these tiny 50mm tires. This is basically a toy grade RC at the end of the day. But that body, I should know. I own a real Jimny in the same color. It's hard not to fall in love with it. So I realized the only solution to make this Jimny perform well is to, well, replace the entire chassis. And here is what I've decided to replace it with. A SCX24 chassis. Well, rather a RampCrab LCG chassis. I have another build based on the extended version of this RampCrab chassis. Please go check it out. And as for this one, let's go through what I've done. There are two versions of the standard length RampCrab chassis for C10, JLU, Bronco, and Deadbolt. One with bumper mount attachments and one without the bumper mount portion that extends out from the shock mounting plates. I love the Jimny for its short wheelbase, so I decided to maintain that in my build. This has the shortest wheelbase of all my rigs. It has the front C10 JLU links in both the front and the back. This is obviously not going to perform as well as my longer trucks. But I want to stay faithful to the spirit of the Jimny, and a shorter wheelbase does have certain advantages I will show you later. I have on here a set of Injora 4mm axles, plus 4mm axles with 33% overdrive gears in the front. It kind of bothers me, the links and drive shafts don't match, but I'm just using what I have in my parts bin for now. I installed the 39mm Injora oil-filled shocks, front and back. Not a lot of flex in this one, but still way more travel than even the aftermarket shocks of the Mini-Z I have. I'm running a Furitek starter kit here, which includes the Venom brushless motor and a Furitek Lizard Pro ESC. The body is available to purchase separately. You don't have to buy an entire Mini-Z, which is what I've done to get this brand new replacement body of the Jimny. The body attaches to the chassis using magnetic mounts that came with the RampCrab chassis. I put magnets on the bottom side of the Jimny body so I can just pop it on. I tried multiple link setups, multiple body mount positions, and multiple tire sizes to find this sweet spot where I don't need to trim the body. I don't need to trim the fender well. I hate to ruin this highly realistic body. And not that the tires don't rub, but I think they rub in acceptable amount. What else is here? Oh yeah, I'm using the 6 kilogram RampCrab servo, and because the tires are so small, I installed RampCrab's roller bearing steering link. I don't like how the included horn is so long, it extends over the link. That is surely gonna hit stuff. These wheels, I don't even know what they are. I've had them for a long time. I'm not sold on these wheels, but I needed something with 0 offset because I don't want to make this Jimny any wider. I like how it turned out. I think it looks really good. I found a A-pillar mounted light bar, but it's not working. I'm not sure why. Turning it on shuts off my receiver. I have never seen that before. If anyone knows why that is, please let me know in the comments. As with usual, you can find links of all the parts I used in the description. And I just put it together, and as with usual, let's test it out on my desktop proving ground to see how it performs. Sadly, I can't do a side-by-side comparison with the Kyosho Mini-Z because I stripped the plastic axle gears in it. But trust me, this SCX24 Jimny far exceeds the capabilities of the Mini-Z. I built all my SCX24 slammed to keep the center of gravity low. But often that means skid plate gets a lot of contact with the ground. However, with this short wheelbase setup, it doesn't happen as often. This short wheelbase has amazing breakover angle even with these tiny tires. But the disadvantage with a short wheelbase is it's easier to flip over, like this and this, which is why I added 33% overdrive to the front to try to reduce it when going uphill. You know what? This Jimny actually ended up being more capable than I thought it'd be. There's not a lot of articulation with this one, but I kind of like it. I find it quite planted and stable and predictable. It's my first time using a roller bearing steering link. I find it does help, especially with such small tires. But I really need to get myself a shorter servo horn. I also gotta figure out why that light bar doesn't work. But for now, it's done. It was a fun build. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Please like and subscribe. I've got more builds coming up. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.